Welcome to Etown Everywhere podcast. I'm Nellie, your co-host. This is episode 20 of Etown Everywhere, a podcast featuring fun facts and friends from around the world. The show is brought to you by Elizabethtown College's Office of International Student Services.
Hello everyone, I'm your co-host Luke, and each week we will be taking you on an adventure around the world. This week's featured country is Venezuela.
Taking a swim across the big pond to our featured country, here are some fast, fun, fantastic facts about Venezuela. Venezuela is officially called the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. There are 28.5 million people living in Venezuela. The capital and largest city of Venezuela is Caracas, which is home to nearly 2 million people. The tallest waterfall, Angel Falls, is located in Venezuela. There are over 25,000 species of orchids in Venezuela, including the country's national flower, Flor de Mayo orchid. Venezuela has one of the largest natural gas reserves in the world.
Hearing about all those fantastic fast facts makes me want to move to Venezuela. Before I do, I would like to know what kind of climate and weather to expect. Venezuela's climate varies from tropical, humid, to alpine, depending on the elevation, topography, and direction and intensity of prevailing winds. Seasonal variations are marked less by temperature than by rainfall. Most of the country has distinct rainy seasons. The rainy period, May through November, is commonly referred to as winter, and the remainder of the year as summer.
Now let's hear about some more amazing fun facts about Venezuela and make ourselves more worldly people. The currency of Venezuela is called the Bolivar Fuerte. Spanish is the official language in Venezuela, but there are over 30 other indigenous languages that are officially recognized, including Wayu, Waro, and Pemon. A type of small guitar called the cuatro is the national instrument of Venezuela, and the national dance of Venezuela is the waltz-like dance called joropo. Baseball is Venezuela's most popular sport. There has been a professional baseball league in the country since 1945. The Venezuelan flag is colored yellow, blue, and red. The yellow is for land, wealth, and wealth. The blue is for the sea that separates Venezuela from Spain, and the red represents the blood shed from the heroes of independence. In Venezuela, summer is every day of the year because the country has only two weather seasons, the hot and dry season, and the hot and wet season. Venezuela is considered one of the 17 mega-diverse countries that contain most of Earth's species. Because the government subsidizes the oil industry, Venezuelans enjoy the cheapest petrol in the world. Venezuela is a multicultural and multi-ethnic country made up by immigrants that come from Spain, Italy, Portugal, Germany, the Middle East, Africa, and descendants of various indigenous groups.
Speaking of students from around the world, and students in general, here are some wacky, worldly, wonderful words of wisdom for this week. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. The minute you think of giving up, think of the reason why you held on for so long. Life is a journey, not a destination. When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on.
Coming back to information about this week's featured country, Venezuela, here are some famous artists from Venezuela. José Luis Rodríguez, Simón Díaz, and Gustavo Dudamel.
Welcome to this Etown Everywhere news brief. In our featured country of Venezuela, Venezuela is seeing a construction boom of luxury buildings despite the deep recession and inflation damaging the economy. Venezuela's socialist economy is not at its peak, but there is one sector that is actually doing quite well: luxury construction. Venezuela's government maintains an exchange control policy, which prevents people from turning local Bolivar currency into dollars or other hard currency. This means people have a lot of money sitting in bank accounts in a situation of triple-digit inflation. The municipal authorities say their phones are ringing off the hook all the time with people asking about permits or construction licenses. And people are constantly looking to build relatively small space just anywhere they can. The investors in these projects generally don't like to identify themselves, but they tend to be large corporations, sometimes local, often foreign, that have large amounts of bolivars from the sales of goods and services in Venezuela.
Okay, everyone, it is time for your favorite part of the show. Drum roll, please. The joke of the week.
Question: what do you call it when a dinosaur crashes his car? Answer: Tyrannosaurus Rex. Got it.
That was hilarious. I can't wait until next week to get another laugh in. Idioms are a group of words that don't really mean what they say. What they actually say can sometimes seem silly. If you don't know the special meaning of an idiom, you won't understand what someone is trying to say. Here's our idiom of the week: to beat around the bush, which means to avoid coming directly to the point.
Thank you for listening to Etown Everywhere, a podcast featuring fun facts and friends from around the world. The show is brought to you by Elizabethtown College's Office of International Student Services. Etown Everywhere was originally conceived jointly by WWEC 88.3 FM, the sound of Elizabethtown, and the Office of International Student Services. If you would like additional information about the week's podcast, please contact the Office of International Student Services at oiss@etown.edu or at 717-361-1594. I'm your co-host Luke, and remember, never stop exploring the world around you. Have a terrific day.